Hello, welcome to class. I'll be taking you through a 10 module class, and the course is Livestock Farming. Today we'll be considering the very first module, which talks about introduction to livestock farming. The module content consists of meaning, scope, and importance of livestock farming, role of livestock in Nigeria's agricultural economy, overview of livestock value chains, comparison between small-scale, medium-scale, and commercial livestock farming, and lastly, types of livestock suitable for farming in Nigeria. Introduction. What is livestock farming, and what are the primary products from livestock farming? Livestock farming is also known as animal husbandry. It involves the breeding, the rearing, and management of domesticated animals for economic purposes. These are animals which are rearable, the animals which are domestic in nature. And we have examples like poultry, like sheep, and the likes. What are the primary products and uses of livestock? Number one is food. From livestock farming, we can derive meat, milk, eggs, and the likes. We can also derive fiber, like wool, leather, hides. Also, labor. Some of the animal can be used for labor, draws power for farming and transportation. Other benefit is we can derive manure for fertilizer and also byproducts for feed. Common species of livestock include poultry, cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, fish, rabbits, and a lot more. The scope of livestock farming in Nigeria. Livestock farming is multidimensional in scope, and it covers the production system, the scale of operation, the value chain activities, and geographical spread. In terms of production system, our livestock farming has three main sections. We have the intensive system, the extensive, the semi-intensive system. I will get to discuss this as we go by in the course. Then the scale of operation, we have the small scale, the medium scale, and the large scale operation. This also will be discussed in the course. The value chain activities. This span from the breeding, the feeding, then veterinary processing, marketing. That is as the activities that start from production even till marketing. Then the geographical spread. Livestock is adapted to all ecological zones, from humid south to arid north. Why do we consider livestock farming? There are 5 key importance or contribution of livestock farming. And number one, and the most important actually, is food and nutrition. They provide high quality protein, vitamin B complex, minerals for human. Also, economic impact. Livestock farming contributes 5 to 7% of the GDP that is the gross domestic product of the country. About 30 to 40% of agricultural gross domestic product. Furthermore, livestock helps in creating employment. Over 8 million have gotten direct jobs through the farming process and indirect roles in feed, vet services, processing, and a lot more. Livestock farming also helps in rural development. It acts as a living bank, providing manure, drought power, and income for farmers. Also, it is a means of foreign exchange, can export leather, hide skins, and also reduce import dependency. The key statistics and integration for poultry. Poultry contributes about 25% of livestock output, overall livestock output, while cattle contributes 35%, sheep or goats contribute 32%, pigs contribute 8%, and aquaculture is rapidly growing day by day. It is a sector that grows day by day. There is need for crop integration in livestock farming because animals provide manure for crops. Crop residue also serve as a feed for livestock. Crop residues such as maize stalks, rice stalks, straws are useful in feeding animals. Drought animals support planting and transport in non-mechanized area. So crop and livestock farming actually go hand in hand. Then we'll move to the livestock value chain. How do livestock move from farm to the table of the consumer? There are 6 main interconnected stages. The first is input supply. Deal with the supply of chicks, feeds, drugs, equipment, and the likes. The second stage is the production. This is the activity of rearing, feeding, and also health management of these animals. The third one is collection and aggregation. Middlemen collect from small holders. Then the fourth stage is processing. This involves slaughter, meat pasteurization, egg breeding, training, and every other processing that can be involved. The fifth one is distribution. This entails markets, supermarkets, cold chain, online sales, any means of getting the processed product or the raw product to the actual owner. And the last stage is consumption. Once the product gets to the household, to the table of the consumer, the value chain is actually completed. And the consumer could be the household, restaurants, institutions, and lots more. So understanding the chain helps to identify profit points and efficiency in livestock farming. Now we'll move to the scales of livestock farming. We have the medium, the small, medium, and large. For the small scale, you can say the size of a bird, that is poultry, is less than 50. While for cattle, that is cow, let me say cattle is 1 to 5. And the advantage of small scale is it's required low capital, family labor is enough, and it is flexible. However, there's high per unit cost. Also, there's limited market access. For medium scale, the size of poultry or birds could move from 500 to 5,000, while for goats could be from 20 to 100. The advantage is that some economics of scale are in place. Also, there is better technology access. However, moderate capital is needed and there is high risk. For the last stage, which is the large scale production, the size is usually 5,000 and above for birds, while for cattle, for goats or sheep is 100 plus. The advantage is that there is full economics of scale. There is maximization of production of efficiency. Then there is automation. There's need for automation in this kind of farming, and also there's need for integration. However, high capital is required. There's need for skilled and complex management, and also there's need for regulatory needs because this is a large scale production. The top livestock species for Nigerian farmers we'll mention a few, but the major ones. Number one is poultry. Poultry can be broilers, layers, cockerels, and the broiler, they are the meat producer, the layers are the egg producer, the cockerel combination of the two. Then the fish, the common one, the catfish, which is tolerant and fast growing. Also, we have the tilapia, which are hardy and requires low input. Also, another species of livestock that can be reared is goats or sheep. These are small ruminant animals. They are high demanding during festive periods. Another one is pigs. Efficient feed converter. Pigs are efficient feed converter and they grow rapidly. Another one is cattle. Cattle produces meat, beef, which is known as beef, and also milk. That is dairy production. And also we have micro livestock, the small livestock like rabbits, like snails, grasscutters, quails, and the likes. How do you choose the right livestock? The decision factors for you to know the livestock to embark and the type of species to use is number one, climate. You match your species to local temperature, rainfall, and vegetation. So you consider all these factors in order to know the species to embark on. Then also consider your capital. Poultry fish required not less than 50,000 to 500,000. Cattle required 5 million plus for a very good production. Also, you have to consider the land. Intensive species like poultry, pigs need little land. However, cattle need a very large land span for grazing space. Another point is market. You need to research your, do feasibility study to check local demand. Do you have urban versus rural? Then what are the type of products required? Are they live products or processed products? Also, your expertise is essential. You start with what you know, or you can learn more quickly. So You need to consider all these factors to be able to choose the right livestock for farming. There are challenges and opportunities in livestock farming. The key challenges are: number one, disease outbreak. Another one is high cost of feed and inputs, poor access to credit and vet services, market price volatility, and also uh, climate change impacts. So, however, there are still opportunities. Opportunities include rising population and urbanization, which increase demand for livestock products. There's also import substitution potential. There's also growth in value-added processing. That is, yogurt making, smoked fish, leather, packaged fish, and the rest. Government and donors also are ready to support the program. Another opportunity is the technological growth, technology adoption. The use of digital records, online sales has really been an opportunity for effective production of farming process. In conclusion, livestock farming is a very vital sector for food economy and employment in Nigeria. Success in it requires understanding the skills, the species, and value chains. So you need to start small and learn continuously. You can also scale up with experience and capital. Integration with crops and focus on market demand enhances sustainability. Upcoming modules will dive deeper into the production technique, the health, and business skills. So stay tuned to learn more, and you will not regret embarking on livestock farming. Thank you so much for listening. See you in next class.